Thank you for taking the time to join us for this training module on the new Chapter Excellence Plan. I'm Andy Bergman, DU's Associate Executive Director of Educational Services, and I'll be your guide for this training. The Chapter Excellence Plan, or better known as the CEP, is a series of guidelines and suggestions for chapter operations and principles-based programming. The requirements in the CEP are offered as a planning tool to help a chapter achieve success within their given campus and the international fraternity. This new online format will help you better prepare your chapter to achieve greatness in operations and principles-based activities. With this new format, it will allow your chapter to submit the CEP electronically instead of through the old means of those large binders. Let's get started with looking into this new online environment. You have been viewing the homepage of the CEP. You will notice on the left-hand side you will see chapter rankings. Chapters are ranked in this section by total number of all submitted and verified criteria. The maximum number of points a chapter can score for the entire year is 900. This gives you a snapshot of where your chapter stands with your current criteria against other chapters across the United States and Canada. On the right-hand side of the homepage, you will see operational and principles rankings. Each requirement a chapter is asked to complete falls into one of 5 different areas. These are operational, promotion of friendship, development of character, diffusion of liberal culture, and advancement of justice. Essentially, you will see where your chapter falls in regard to their operational efficiency or as a principles-based chapter. For each of these areas, the top 5 chapters that have scored the most points relating to one of the 5 areas are displayed on the homepage. Chapters will be recognized at the end of the year for excellence in operations or for excellence in one of the founding principles. Each chapter has its unique chapter site, so let's get you into the actual CEP program. So from the home page of the CEP, go to sign in, and you're going to enter your email address and a password. So we'll use Ian Aresis for this demonstration, and you're going to put in your password that you uniquely get from IHQ. Go ahead and click login, and as you can see, you're successfully logged into the system. Now, under chapter rankings, you can pick your chapter from that and click on the actual link, or you can go up to my chapters and click it. So we'll use San Jose for this example. You have now entered your chapter homepage. This is a unique place for you, just as your chapter, to work within the CEP environment. As you can see here on the right is your calendar. Your calendar is for you to be able to plan out events and functions for the chapter and even plan out when you want to complete criteria for the CEP. Now, you can either add a new event by clicking on this new event tab, or if you know the exact date, you can go to the 17th here of August, click on the plus sign, and add in a new event. Once again, you will see the principles and operational rankings on the left-hand side. Similar to what is available on the homepage, you can view your individual chapter summary of how you're doing in each of those 5 areas of operations and/or principles. This shows you the number of points you have scored along with the total number of points available. As well as if you want to see the criteria just for diffusion of liberal culture and how the chapter is doing, you're able to go ahead and click on that. So here I am in San Jose. I'm going to go ahead and click on diffusion of liberal culture, and I can see where our criteria ranks just for diffusion of liberal culture. Next, let's take a look at the officer links. The officer links is really where the officers are getting the criteria for the CEP. So let's go ahead and look at president. So we'll go ahead and click on president, and president for San Jose will come up. So as you can see with this first one, it is operational and the principles are already outlined for you, and the criteria itself is in bold. So the first criteria that needs to be met is the chapter has short and long-term goals established for the fall semester. That is what will be submitted. After that, it is a breakdown of the points. There's planning and execution points that can be received. A chapter cannot receive planning points for an event that they have already conducted. So this is really where this comes in handy as a tool for you to help plan and implement these criteria throughout the chapter. Below the points, you'll actually see priority or term status, and really what that means is we're helping you guide through when you should do each criteria. So as you'll see here with the first one, it says fall, and so we're asking you to complete that criteria within the fall. You can also have fall or spring, so this really helps you plan out your academic year of the requirements that you need to do as an officer. Next, you'll see submissions. The submissions area is where you put the documentation to meet the criterion. Each submission is date stamped with the date it was submitted, and it will have a status bar. Each submission can have one of 3 statuses: pending, in process, or verified. Pending submissions mean that the chapter has submitted something for that criteria, but it has not yet been approved by IHQ. In-process submissions mean that the planning portion of an activity has been submitted and verified, but the chapter has not yet submitted anything to receive execution points. Verified means that the chapter has submitted all portions of the requirement and have received full credit for that criterion. A chapter, however, may not submit multiple items to the same requirement unless otherwise instructed. The new submission link opens a criterion submission form. So within this form, this is where you're going to put in your documentation. So you'll see once again, there's the points value, here's the criteria as is, and you'll see a description box. In the description box, you're going to write in what you have done to complete that criteria. So for the long and short-term goals, I'm going to say that we had an exec retreat to complete the goals. And I'm going to attach those goals down here in execution file and say, here's a Word doc of my goals that we've completed for the chapter. From that point on, I'll hit submit. This has been a quick overview of the new CEP system. As you'll see there on the CEP website, you'll be able to email Ida Ressis if you have any questions or comments at